Dear friends, learneds, and my Caucasian brothers, I don't know how to share my experience with you all. It's an historical context. I have to share my views as a writer. In an Indian context, being a Dalit is a lifelong punishment. It's a kind of punishment. Being a Dalit, it's a punishment. So, from beginning to the end of my life, I have to face this crisis of the caste system. So, it's difficult to express my views in English language. Even though it's the first time to share all my views in English, I will try my level best. As a writer, I started my writing as a struggle. Writing is not just a writing, it is not just an expression of our own talent or our own experience, it's totally a struggle. It's not just an individual question, it's a collective question. All our writers expressed their feelings of this untouchability in a struggling way. So, till today, I am struggling with my writings because the entire caste-based hegemonic society is going to show their own way of experiences, and at the same time, we Dalits in Karnataka or in India, we are trying to get our own space, our own political space, cultural space, social space, economic space. So for the total liberation, we Dalits are fighting. So in that context, writing for a Dalit is not just an expression, it's totally a way of liberation. I mean, it's a way of liberation. So in that context, the entire Dalit writings in Karnataka, it's a kind of struggle. It's totally a mega struggle and a mega narrative to the hegemonic system of the caste-based society. So I started my writings from the beginning to face the consequences of this caste-based society. So in the surface level, casteism or racism or the apartheid or the untouchability looks so similar. But if you go into the deeper structure of these two different kind of experiences, the untouchability is so worst. This kind of worst practice are the principles you cannot find out nowhere in the world. So in that context, the apartheid is somehow most inhuman values of the mankind. But the apartheid, it's a kind of punishment. Professor Sridhar was telling it was the same, it is like the same. No, apartheid or the untouchability, it is not just a shame, it is totally a punishment. We have not, we did not, we never did a mistake, but unfortunately, we are facing all sorts of punishments. No crime, but we are facing all sorts of punishments. From the beginning, untouchables of this country facing lots of inhuman values. So, the Dalit core idea or the expressions is, I think, it is a lamentation of liberation. So it is a kind of suffering. It's an absolute suffering of the mankind. So in that way, we the Dalits in India, still we are fighting for the mankindness and the human kindness. So if you compare to the Caucasian, I mean, if you compare to the black literature or to the Dalit literature, we have similarities. I think in the suffering levels, we both belong to the same mothers. We belong to the same cultural traits. And even in the genetical level, we, the Dalits and the blacks, belong to the same category. So in that way, our values and our creative ideologies are one and the same. One and the same. In the early morning, I mean, today in the morning session, Professor Gopal Guru was putting different kind of dissident voice in his presentation. But I think the black emotion, the Dalit emotion, belongs to the same mother womb. So in that context, I feel to express the accumulation. I mean, both the black and the Dalit should unite. So in that context, I have no more words to express all these things. I like to build these two different kind of values in a global context. This universe, this 21st century, creating the globalization in its own economic and political ways, in a different kind of hegemonic ways, the white Europe or the white West is creating the white globalization. White globalization is leading the globe. But I think in this context, I wanted to share, we must create the black globalization. We must create the black globalization. So if you go into the remote past of our mankind, the black, I mean, that is the seed of the mankind. That is the seed emotion of the mankind. So from that seed we came. So in that context, the Dalits and the blacks, one and the same. So in that bigger context, we have to make the black globalization. So I have no more words to interpret that black globalization. I will try to say, if you read the Ole Soyinka's novel, or if you go into the deeper structure of the black poetry, I am the Dalit, feel no differences at all. If you translate the Devanur Mahadev's and Sidlingaya's poetries into the black literature, I mean to the English or into the Jamaican or any other African languages, they feel this belongs to our own blood. So in that context, culturally, in this universe, we have to make a very big cultural globalization and a bridge. Because I have a few more words. In many contexts, Chandrabhan Prasad used to say black capitalism. Dalit capitalism. So in that same way, if you go into in the larger scale of our current world, there is a lot of black capital. So I don't like to say the term capital. That's not a very good word. So wealth, the black wealth is untouched till today now. The black wealth of the world is untouched till today now. And in the same way in the India, the Dalit capital, not the capital, Dalit wealth is untouched. But it is both the black and Dalit wealth is misused in all the ways since a long back. So we have to stop it. And for that reason, we have to unite. the Dalits and blacks should unite for the sake of mankind. So in that way, I wanted to wish this kind of dialogues or the intellectual debates should make a bridge to the black globalization. And in the entire world, till today, the black wealth is more specious, more important. So this black wealth is misusing in a larger scale throughout the world. This black wealth is more important. So this black wealth is under threat. So for that context, we Dalits and all the blacks of the world should unite. So for that, we have to make a bridge between, in a cross-cultural way, or in a different kind of avenues, we have to make a grand way. So that is the mankind way. So for that, I think since 20 years, I am thinking in this way. I am thinking in this way. 18 years back, I wrote a book, Dalits and Globalizations. Dalits and Globalization. In that book, I explored all my Dalit experiences. We need an avenue to face all sorts of global phenomenon or any problem. If any problem comes from global, or if the point is, we have to get our share in the global wealth, in the global politics, in the global society. We have to get a relationship because we suffered like any other blacks. So in that context, I try to put my views in that book, the Dalit globalization, black globalization. At the same time, the untold, unheard, and untouched communities are there all over in the world. Half of our community, of our population, the women folk of our country is still untouched. So to combining all these our women folk, minority people, and Adivasis, and then the tribal people, and black people, so in that context, we have to unite the world. We have to unite the world in a different kind of avenues. Throughout the world, our suffering peoples are there. Unfortunately, we have no connections with all. We have a, what do you call, Vishwasamsthe. What do you call? UNO is there. UNO is there, but for us, there is no UNO. We have to create our own UNO to liberate, to get a new avenues. We have to unite. So in that way, we have to give answer to the white globalization. And this white wealth, no, I think there is no white wealth. It's only the consuming communities is there. That white, the West is white, that is consuming the world, wealth. So in that context, globalization, what do you mean? Today's globalization is, that is white globalization. It is only confined with the exploitation. It is only confined to the consumptions, market-oriented development. So that development is most dangerous. We don't want developments. I don't like development. I want evolution. I want evolution. The mankind should believe on evolution. This development is a cheating process. So in that context, from the beginning, from when I started to write all these my Dalit experiences, I started my writings in this way only. So in that context, I like to share. In the beginning, mercantile capitalism, Adam Smith was telling wealth of nations. You know, that's all you know. But the black wealth, the primitive, we the primitive people of the universe, we the primitive peoples of the universe, we served a lot and we are still serving a lot. Even in tomorrow also, we are ready to serve. In the context, in which context we save this world. We are able to save this world. So in that context, I am not belongs to just only the untouchable. I am not belongs to the Dalits. I belongs to the universe. I belong to the universe. My writing belongs to the universe. All of our Dalit writers, Sidlingaya, Devanur Mahadev, and all others, and I also created a way to make bridge with other side. So in that way, we all Dalit writers, not confined with the untouchables, we belongs to the universe. We belong to the mankind. One minute. After that you can share. So in that context, what Dalit term, what black term, I like to extend the term. These two terms belongs to the mankind of the universe. So don't make it simple. So thank you.